I am so hungover. I don't know how the lads feel. You know, I know they took a couple of punches, but I think I'm probably worse than them at this point. Half a bottle of whiskey on that live stream. It was hard. I just want to start by saying, wow, what a fucking event that the lads put on. Rick Ross just appearing to bring JJ out, and that was just crazy. And I don't know how much further it's possible to go at this point, you know. Congratulations to JJ, commiserations to Logan. I mean, they gave it all. They put it all on the line, exactly how they said they would. They've completed it. That's it. Changed the fucking game for YouTubers forever. This is the moment where people will look back at YouTube and go, that's when they broke through. That's when YouTube became mainstream. It was before Logan and KSI, and there's after. That's how important this is. That's what they've done. For Christ's sake, it was like our Christmas. You got James Arthur on Twitter for some reason, just, I don't know, he mugged one of the sidemen off. Next thing you know, like every single YouTuber on planet Earth was like, not today, motherfucker. Not on my watch. Like, this is our Christmas. There's just like no taking this away from us. We have arrived now, and it's because of these two lads. So charismatic, such showmen, such athletes, and willing to risk everything in front of the world. Well done to them both. And it was JJ who pulled out the win, and honestly before the fight I thought Logan's just too big. Like, being honest, I didn't make it public, but I just thought Logan is going to be too big, too quick, and too much of an athlete. I'll fucking be honest, I was really worried for JJ. I thought if Logan catches him here, it could be really bad. When you meet them both in person, it's night and fucking day. I don't mean that in it. Like, do you know what I mean though? Logan's so much fucking bigger. I was literally feeling like knots in my stomach for JJ. I never knew the guts that this bloke has, because he has been very fortunate in life. He hasn't been tested. Well, now he's being tested, and he's proven if you're in a fucking street fight, you want someone like JJ with you, because the guy will swing for the fucking fences. Like, he will hold nothing back, and I love him for it. You know what I mean? Sad for Logan. It's a really unfortunate way to lose a fight, by points deducted. You know, don't beat yourself up, because you did well. It's not like you were beaten, like in terms of it was a battering or anything like that. It was a really unfortunate way to lose, but that's a mistake that a bloke with no pro fights will make. Either of them could have made that mistake. They're both going in there doing their best in the heat of the moment. Millions of people watching around the world. They're trying to perform under pressure. You just got to do your best. And you know, in my head, I didn't feel like either of them proved that they were better than the other one, and I was quite happy about that, because I didn't want either of them to lose in a bad way. Under the rules of boxing, JJ was the rightful winner. Given his physical disadvantages, and even just having the balls to get in there, fair fucking play. You cannot take that away from him. Like, honestly, fair play. And fair play to both of them for having the class afterwards to shake hands. It was a hell of a moment. It was the perfect moment, in my opinion, to end this. Watching it on my live stream was so fucking weird. I mean, 129,000 people I think were watching us at one point. I had a half a bottle of whiskey in me, and it was 5 a.m. So it was like dreamlike, you know, like, is this really happening? I've been waiting for this, what feels like a year and a half since the last one. It's finally here. And a lot's happened in that time. I've gotten to know Logan particularly well. And so I am sort of like, am I coming across the right way? I remember at one point on the live stream, JJ lands a punch. I go, go on, JJ. And then I was like, did that just come out my mouth? Stiff job, JJ. Come on, son. I'm constantly watching a fight, worrying what people are going to be perceiving me as, because I don't want to come across the wrong way. But as per usual, I'm biased. In the first fight, I was called biased towards Joe Weller. In the second fight, I was called biased towards KSI. In the third fight, I'm biased towards Logan. I'm a human. It is really hard to be completely neutral in every single way, and apparently I was biased towards Logan. I definitely didn't mean to be, and I thought I called it fairly down the line, and maybe my opinion of the fight was confused with the opinion of the result. Before this fight happened, I got loads of footage by accident of JJ sparring on the run up to this fight. Do you know what I did with it? Nothing. Why? Because I fucking owe this guy. I would never betray his trust. I care about him. Even though I get on well with Logan, I never mentioned it to him. Wouldn't even dream of doing that. If I'm really this cunt that people seem to think I am, well then, there you go. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't have helped Logan if I was in some sort of fucking Logan. Like, if I'm Team Logan, wouldn't I have gone, you know, Logan, you're fighting this guy. Well, I just happen to have like an hour and a half of boxing of him. Do you want to study this? Like Team Mayweather, you might want to secure your Dropbox. Just a little bit of advice. If you think you know me and you think I'm some sort of two-faced person, like, you don't. You don't. Because if anything ever happened to JJ and I was there, I'd be fucking straight in, no questions asked. And anyone who knows me fucking knows that. From an emotional point of view, this was the ideal outcome for me. I mean, they get a load of fucking money. Neither of them gets hurt. All right, one of them won, but neither of them look worse than the other, in my opinion. So they both hold their heads high and go and enjoy fucking life now. From a boxing point of view, I think both of them will probably watch it and think, I could have done better. You know, all the pressure gets on you. You probably don't perform at your best. I think I've seen them both perform better in some of the training videos that we've seen. As a spectacle, it wasn't what they'd promised everyone. It wasn't what they'd want to have had. You know, I really got a feel for just how far they can go. You know, they're learning in their 20s, mid-20s, how to box. You know, a lot of pros fight from 8 years old. You've seen the level drop from the main card when it got to the main event. It was a huge difference. You know, after hearing some of the rumblings in the build up to this of them fighting actual professional boxers, doing more of these, as their friend and as a boxing fan, I actually think this should be the very last fight that we see YouTubers do. Probably won't be, because there's probably a lot of fucking money in it. And if anyone should be wanting this to carry on financially, from a business standpoint, it's me. I've done brilliant out of this. Thanks to Joe and JJ and Logan, getting all these interviews, getting all this traction to my channel. It's been fucking great for me. And that's still, I'm suggesting that this should be the end. As great as JJ and Logan have done from an entertainment standpoint, from a courage standpoint, get in there and lay it all on the line. From a sporting standpoint, as hellacious as athletes as these guys are, they're never gonna be to the level that they want to be at in professional boxing. And in my opinion, while I think they're tough as fuck and they'd probably beat most people on the street to fucking shit, they should not be in the professional boxing arena, and this should be where it ends. This is a perfect fairy tale ending of them shaking hands. We made a shit ton of money. We changed the game. Because it was such a special event, it doesn't really matter what happened in the ring as such, because it was a one-off. But if this becomes more regular, you then are relying not just on the show. Eventually, the product of the boxing ring is actually going to be what is selling the fights, and you're going to see the value deteriorate massively. The specialness is going to go. We're just going to be known as those YouTubers who try and box but aren't very good, and that isn't what I feel like they're looked upon right now. They're looked upon as pioneers, and I don't want them to ruin that. From a safety point of view, they've made millions, the likes of which professional boxers make, after having potentially very grueling fights, sometimes getting knocked out on the way to the title, like risking their lives against killers. And they got to do that against a YouTuber who has trained for a couple of years. You got so lucky, and neither of you hurt each other. But what's to say in the next fight, someone is really good and does knock one of these lads out, and then their lives are changed forever for the worst? It's not worth it. They've got so many other avenues to make money. Music, movies, like even TV, whatever. This was another thing that these guys have conquered. They've both conquered so much in their lives. What's the next thing? Go to the next thing, in my opinion, because I think they've become addicted to boxing. They're in love with boxing, but they've already chosen their road as entertainers, and they're never going to be champions of boxing or anything like that, and I'm sure they're aware of it, but I just think this is the perfect way to end it, in that ring, the way they did. It's been an absolute privilege for me to be involved in this. I love YouTube and I love fighting, so putting these two together has been some of the most fun moments of my entire life. And watching Joe Weller, JJ and Logan go from boys to men in front of my eyes, just purely through the fight training, that they would never have gone through this transformation because of their luxury lifestyle, but they've put themselves through it. I'm so proud of them. I'm amazed, actually. I'm actually amazed, because I really didn't think any of the three lads had the fucking guts that they do. They've blown me away. And if they want to carry on fighting, then I'll fucking support them. But this is just my honest opinion. I reckon we should just throw the fucking mantle to Vidal Riley, the real YouTube boxer, and get behind him from now on. If you want more from pro boxers, stay right here on the True Geordie YouTube channel, because I've got a little known man called Tyson Fury coming on the podcast. Get your questions in for him to us on social media. Oh, and also I need to say before I go, a massive thank you to SikSilk, who sponsored our live stream the other night. They're doing a sale, 15% off on their website. The link's in the description below. When you use the code TRUE at checkout, get some nice gear like this. Thank you very much, SikSilk. I really appreciate it. And once again, shout out to the boys. You did it all.